With how many incredible games there are, it's always interesting to examine those that only got going after the first hour. Some titles showcase everything that makes them great beyond the initial early goings. Check out 12 single-player titles here, all beloved and with their own fans, but with opening hours that killed the enthusiasm of many others. Fallout 4.
Confirmed reports, I repeat, confirmed reports of nuclear detonations in New York and Pennsylvania. My God.
We need to get to the vault. Now!
I've got Sean. Let's go.
Residents of Sanctuary.
Seeing the world pre-nuclear apocalypse in Fallout 4 is intriguing. For all 10 minutes or less, depending on how long you take in character creation, that Bethesda allows it. From there, it's jumping into cryosleep, watching your spouse die, exiting, and then reconnecting with Codsworth to remind yourself how butchered the dialogue system is. Obtaining power armor and fighting a Deathclaw spices things up, but it also means joining the Minutemen and dealing with Preston Garvey.
I'm on my own side, Garvey.
That's a shame. You can never have too many friends in the common. Listen, when we first met, you said we owed you for helping us out. I guess you've earned it. So here.
Metro Exodus. Metro 2033 and Last Light both start in earnestly compelling ways, which makes you wonder how Exodus could miss the mark. The opening hour is chock full of iffy dialogue and doesn't captivate you in the same ways as its predecessors. Once you discover the Aurora and venture into the world, exploring the larger zones and embracing the newfound freedom, it does get better.
Go. You've never been out here. We have.
We weren't going to go far, just out of town for a bit till the excitement quiets down. And you just opened fire. Will you let us go if we stop?
I have to detain you and bring you back to face trial. You do understand the charges you...
The Legend of Zelda: Skyward Sword. On the one hand, Skyward Sword's intro offers some compelling world building, especially with how different Link's daily life and the Sky People can be. It also provides a much different take on Zelda, which is one of the more endearing ones to date. Unfortunately, it gets very tedious, and the numerous pop-ups when obtaining items becomes annoying fast. Skyward Sword isn't the most beloved title in the franchise, but its intro is especially trying. Dragon's Dogma 2. With how well received it was, Dragon's Dogma 2 still proved divisive for longtime fans. Of course, many interested players couldn't even get past the intro due to poor performance and crashes, and even with all that sorted out, more or less, the intrigue of Two Horizons is dulled by once again mostly being on rails. Even if the story goes off a cliff later, at least you have the freedom of exploring and enjoying the emergent gameplay, which the opening hour doesn't really depict. Pokemon Sun and Moon. It's one thing for a game to be on rails and funnel you through numerous hallways before letting you loose. Pokemon Sun and Moon is no different, but what makes it worse is how much it wants to guide you. The tutorialization is fine for a while, yet it goes on and on. Both titles have their positives, but you need to soldier through the opening hours to just get to them. Pikmin 4. Constant tutorials, excruciatingly slow pacing, even more tutorials, lackluster storytelling. Pikmin 4 seemingly does everything in its power to stop you from really getting into and enjoying the game. And while the tutorials don't really cease throughout, they're especially egregious in the beginning and sully any enthusiasm.
Hey, you.
Assassin's Creed 3. From a character point of view, Assassin's Creed 3 may be the best intro in the series because of Haytham Kenway. He's charismatic and genuinely compelling as a protagonist, and the story could have been so much more unique from his perspective. Unfortunately, you have to play as his son, the Bland Connor, throughout the rest of the experience, and your interest nosedives, especially with how it all ends. From that perspective, the bait and switch of the intro, especially with how long it goes, is heartbreaking. Kingdom Hearts 2.
Organization miscreants. They found us.
But why would the nobodies steal photographs?
Both are nothing but data to them. The fools could never tell the difference.
Kingdom Hearts 2 remains my favorite game in the series, but even I have to admit, the opening hour isn't the best. After an incredible opening theme by Utada Hikaru and CG intros, you control Roxas, who ventures through Twilight Town with his friends. He eats sea salt ice cream, runs into a younger Seifer, and otherwise hangs out as the cracks in his seemingly ideal life emerge. The payoff is somewhat worth it and sets up Sora's return, but it takes its sweet time to get there, and the fact that Chain of Memories isn't explained at all during this doesn't help. Red Dead Redemption 2.
Rest that hand.
I'll live.
Get indoors, son! We need you strong.
Okay.
Come on, let's go.
Ain't sure what we're gonna find out here, Dutch.
We have to try. Stay close. We'll do our best to stick to the trail.
One of the greatest games of all time, if not the greatest to tens of millions of players. But it takes a while to get going. The opening hour is compelling in its own way, setting up the characters, whether it's shining a new light on Dutch Vanderland, introducing Arthur Morgan, or acquainting us with the gang. However, its gameplay is heavily on rails with a good amount of to and fro, mixed with some gunplay. It's excellent storytelling, but the gameplay truly opens up when you're allowed to truly embrace the outlaw life. Days Gone. As involved as Days Gone becomes later, especially with its massive horde battles, the opening hour, and more, makes you really work for it. The Freakers are especially brutal, and Deacon isn't exactly well equipped, be it in terms of weapons or ammos to deal with them.
Sounds like you got your wish.
On top of this, he's not the easiest protagonist to like, especially as you're trying to make sense of everything that's happened after the time skip. Watch Dogs. The first cinematic outlining how protagonist Aiden Pierce was set up could have made for some compelling gameplay. Alas, it's non-interactive and only serves to fast-track his revenge plot, and given the limited tools you have to work with, it's a far cry from the advertised super hacker fantasy. Let's not even get into the whole downgraded visuals or horrible driving.
I leave you for 2 minutes.
Give me my bullets.
I tossed them. What? You said you'd kill him otherwise.
I told you to hold on to them, Jordy.
Like a Dragon: Infinite Wealth. With how neatly things wrapped up in the previous game, Like a Dragon: Infinite Wealth has to work to muster interest in the new plot. So of course it spends way too long telling you what everyone's been up to since then. Catching up with Ichiban and the crew is fine, but it's a long wait to finally get to Hawaii. And even then, it takes a while for the story to pick up. Hey, did you know that we at Gaming Bolt upload new videos every day? Stick around, drop a like, subscribe, and hit that bell. And let us know what kind of content you'd like to see in the future with a comment below.